speaking to you noobs, as we all kind of are noobs. I was thinking about this. I got a LinkedIn message from an old friend. I post these shows on LinkedIn, and my friend said, quote, "I feel like Rip Van Winkle. What the hell are you talking about?" And I kind of realized that even though I'm a noob and people who are really experienced with this, I probably speak in expert terms, we're all noobs. This is really a brand new area that we're all entering into, and it shouldn't discourage you at all, because I was thinking about this friend of mine. We used to be filmmakers, and we made a film together years ago, and I was in his offices, and he was explaining to me, this was right before Web 2.0, or right at the beginning of Web 2.0, and he was explaining to me this magical world where Blockbuster would not be king anymore, that you wouldn't go into a Blockbuster store, and I know this is a long time ago, but you wouldn't go into a Blockbuster store and rent your movie anymore. I had a film out that was on Netflix, one of the first films that was streamed on Netflix, and you could only watch it on your computer screen, and it was this horrible interface. And I'm like, there's no way that people are going to accept this, and how are they going to have the bandwidth to stream HD content, which, you know, was just coming into vogue at that point. And it turns out that he was right, although now he has a hard time wrapping his head around the blockchain and how that is going to change everything. As a matter of fact, he said something about how the government wouldn't allow it to happen and shut it down. And I have to say, do some more research, because that's the whole idea behind the blockchain, is that it's decentralized. So governments like China, oppressive governments like China, who, you know, have a firewall around their country, they can't stop decentralized content. And that's what we're looking at in Web 3.0. Web 2.0 was during the Blockbuster age, and they kind of worked their way through it and got us to where we are now, where you can stream everything. And so this will be, we're right at the end of all of these, you know, evil technocracy, data scraping jerks who control all the content, and it's being delivered to the people the way that it was originally intended. That's, you know, we're making a huge step forward, and you know, very soon things will be delivered in a very different way, and just the way people own things are going to happen differently when there's not a centralized you know, thing where it's controlled by algorithms, where you control your own thing. You know, I was just hearing this fascinating thing that like, if you want, as part of the blockchain, if you want your medical data to be scraped, then you choose to do that, as opposed to just signing over everything. That was a big thing about Web 2.0, is you sign these huge contracts that give away all of your rights. Well, that's not going to be the case. People aren't going to put up with that as the blockchain becomes adopted by everybody. And you know, right now we're at the vanguard of this. We are the first adopters. Less than 1% of the population is involved in cryptocurrency, and cryptocurrency is the king right now because it was the original application of the blockchain, and it's one of the easier things to understand, and it's usually, you know, that's just the way things work. That's the way people can make it work. But this is going to, you know, if we go ahead 15 years from now, if we aren't living in a smoldering heap, this blockchain technology is going to change things in ways you couldn't possibly imagine. I couldn't imagine, back then I could kind of imagine streaming things, but I really couldn't imagine, that every Blockbuster video would be shut down, and that that there would be, my friend talked about hundreds of channels, thousands of channels delivering content, which is where we're at right now. Everything is free now. Now even Netflix can't compete with a lot of the delivery systems that want to put commercials out. So that's the way it's going to be moving forward, and it's going to be great. And I recommend that everybody get on board as soon as possible, because there's a big learning curve, and those of you who are early adopters are going to reap the benefits. If I had have been able to jump ahead and understand that where we were with the it is very limited. Web 2.0 is very limited. Web 3.0 is it's more like Web 1.0, where we're going to fundamentally change things the way we know it. And I hope that I look back 15 years from now at this video and say, wow, I didn't even realize, didn't have an inkling of how things were going to change. That's the positive. Hopefully the evil overlords won't find some way to control it, which they'll try to, but that's why we need to get involved, and you need to get involved. You need to start your journey today and go out and purchase some crypto. That's your defiant act to join us on this trip. When you're vested for just $100 or more, then you begin to understand, because once you have some skin in the game, you really feel more like participating. You're going to be a more active user. Anyway, that's my thoughts for this week. Hopefully it's given you some more information, and please comment down below if you have any questions you want me to answer. Like I said, I'm a noob, just learning, but interesting to find out that that somebody else is watching what I was saying, and somebody who I really admire for his technological know-how, I've somehow surpassed him. But anyway, we'll talk to you next time.